I wish I could do a John Travolta pose there.
You can do it. It's nice and quiet. The furnace quit running.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are live. I'll cut your volume.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Toad Hall Morning Show. It is March 23rd, 2021. And Annette was doing her awesome John Travolta pose. It's a little hint of what we got coming today.
Yeah, I was going to do... So guess what I watched this weekend? Yeah. So I had no idea what we wanted to do. Well, first off, happy Tuesday.
Well, yeah, happy Tuesday, guys. Thanks for tuning into the morning show.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday morning, start of our week.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and I do have to say happy birthday to my son, Andrew. 32.
Oh.
He's 32 today.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So hopefully he's at work and
Hopefully he's at work.
not playing hooky today.
Oh.
But anyway, so, yeah, we kind of fly by the seat of our pants here and try to figure out what we're going to do for the Tuesday morning show. I usually ask them Saturday, and we never really come up with an idea. So
Sometimes we do, not always.
Not always. So Sunday night, I was sitting at home watching TV, and Saturday Night Fever came up. So I'm like, let's do something on the Bee Gees.
Heck yeah.
And we've been selling tons of their vinyl around here lately. Yep. It's just really, really weird.
Well, disco in general has become more and more popular over the last handful of years. So it's not surprising.
Right. Do we have volume today?
Yeah, we do.
So, some little facts about the Bee Gees. The band formed, and a lot of this stuff really surprised me because I didn't know that they had been around so long. They formed in 1958.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's a lot earlier than I thought it was.
Barry, Robin, Maurice. Of course, Robin and Maurice are twins. All of them were born in the Isle of Man, England in the 1940s. Their father...
You're jumping right into it this week.
Their father...
You're anxious.
Hugh Gibb was a drummer and a band leader of the Huey Gibb Orchestra. And their mother was a singer.
Huh.
So that kind of
a musical family.
Yeah, I mean, musical family, so that therefore, obviously, where they picked up a lot of stuff and got a lot of their talent, probably.
Of course. I mean, anytime you have instruments laying around your house and then your parents are into it, I mean, you're just going to naturally pick it up.
Yeah. The first name of their band? The Rattlesnakes.
Which is a cooler name.
A cool name, and I don't even know how old they were at that point. I think I watched one of the documentaries, I think it was on Netflix, and I think the twins looked like they might have been early teens at the oldest.
Really?
Yeah, so that was really cool.
So we got a packed show for you tonight, guys. That was just a hint of Annette's crazy amount of knowledge she has on the Bee Gees now. She crammed it all into her head. We got Bee Gees records we're going over. Look at all this.
I have a printer now. I don't have to scribble.
We got all of that. I have some really cool new releases. I got some autograph stuff in. We redid our back wall, so there's a bunch of stuff I took off the back wall we're going to go over. There's also some audiophile vinyl, some test pressings, just some restock that I think got overlooked. And finally, I got a few records that high-end audiophiles are going to love, and they're going to go fast. And we're going to show those at the end of the show. And the phone will probably be ringing before we get off the show. But we are going to show those all here on the morning show shortly. We're going to end with that. So.
Oh, that restock was crazy. Last week we received 2 weeks.
Yes.
Worth of vinyl.
Yes. So we didn't know why we didn't get any records previously. And yeah, we got 2 weeks worth in one lump sum.
Plus the MoFis that you did your MoFi
Minute
on.
10 unique Mobile Fidelity restock records.
It was insane. I came in Friday and I had to step over vinyl to get to the computer where I could start entering them.
Yeah, it was wild. And of those 10 titles, I think we're down to 1. I think all 9 of the other titles are all gone.
Really?
We're down to 1.
Yeah.
We'll go over the one title we have left too. We're going to go over that in this morning's show.
Yeah.
So we got lots of cool stuff today. But I mean, keep rocking the Bee Gees?
Keep rocking into it.
And if you want to take like a break in the middle?
Yeah.
We'll hit. Okay. So you got your little Bee Gees teaser intro. Saturday Night Fever. First of all, give us a movie review. give us a review of the movie. For those of us who either haven't seen Saturday Night Fever, I've seen part of it, or I've maybe seen the whole thing like 15 years ago.
It's really interesting because I hadn't seen it until it probably when it first came out in what was 77, and it's like I do not remember most of this stuff. My favorite line on it, sitting around the dinner table with his family, and he pissed his dad off for some reason, so his dad smacks him. He's like, I can't remember the exact quote. He's like, he hit me in my hair, and I spent all this time working on it because they just showed him doing his hair in the mirror. So I'm like, oh, that was. I love that one. He hit me in my head, not my head, but my hair.
My hair. Any plot points you'd like to share with us?
No.
What's the movie about?
Dancing.
Just his dream of dancing. John
A
Travolta's
dance contest.
dance contest.
There you go.
There you have it.
I don't want to spoil it for
That's fine.
anybody
I
who's
remember,
never seen this.
God, I think I saw it a long, long time ago, and it just oozes 70s.
It is 70s.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's just.
And hang on.
You watch it now, and I'm like, oh, I forget that it's, it's like, it just looks.
I
from the
don't
era.
see
It's just a old movie.
I don't see her picture in here because the pictures are too small. But one of the main characters was named Annette.
Oh.
And I didn't remember that either.
All right, we got some Silicon Valley, we got some San Ramon, we got some California fans out there.
I bet you
How
their
about
weather's
that?
a little bit nicer than ours today.
They're really up. They're really up early this morning.
Look at 3
You guys
California.
are way more ambitious than we are because it's 10:30 here in Central Time. So
Exactly.
so, all right, what else you got for us?
Well,
Bee Gees, they're from.
Originally from England, and then they emigrated to Australia in 1958. Their first TV performance was in 1963, and they performed the song "The Battle of the Black and Gray." Contrary to what I thought was their first album, this is not their first album.
It says Bee Gees first.
It says Bee Gees. So you would have thunk, huh?
So tell us, what is actually their first album?
First album is, this is from 67. So the first album was in 1965, and it was called, wait for this song, or this title, because it's about this long, The Bee Gees Sing and Play 14 Barry Gibb Songs.
Interesting. So, the Bee Gees have kind of a weird history because it wasn't all disco for them.
Right.
So what are we listening to when we put this record on?
Pop? I don't know.
Pop psych?
I don't think it's pop psych.
Pop 60s. It's early 60s. Well, 67.
67.
I mean,
Yeah. So I decided to put this one on because it does say Bee Gees first, which...
that's funny.
Yeah.
Did we actually have the real first one?
No. I've never seen it. I didn't even know.
You didn't know it existed?
No, because I thought this was the first, right?
There.
We'll just flip through some of these that we have of theirs.
And these are all for sale, guys. As
Yeah.
always, we show these. The Saturday Night Fever I got for $15. What's the Bee Gees first? It's not actually the first. Is $12.
Yeah. And you cutting me off there.
Cutting you off a little bit. Sorry.
So obviously we don't have all of these, but they had 22 studio albums,
Okay.
15 compilations,
Okay.
4 soundtracks, which obviously I don't know what the other ones were. I should have done research on that, obviously, and 2 live albums, which I think I just
that's kind of
look at here.
That's kind of a lot.
Here at last, Bee Gees Live. So here would be one of their live albums.
2 LP.
2 LP. What year was this? One of those without a date. We probably have to pull it out. So, yeah, we've got
$6. This
$6.
This one's been in the store a little while. It's got an old
It's
sticker
one of their
on it.
lives.
Jive talking.
We're gonna get Nick singing today. The Bee Gees. I can never remember how to pronounce this name. Trafalgar.
Sure.
Trafalgar. I think. Yeah. So we've got that.
I love the pirate ships.
Isn't that pretty cool?
I'm watching a documentary now on pirates. It's pretty.
Oh, I just started watching that
It's pretty.
Sunday.
We'll have to tie that in
Paul
another show.
fell asleep, so I had to
That's
turn it
normal.
off for now. This is original recordings of the Bee Gees. Oh, circa 1964, the Australian sessions. So this probably includes some of
The
the
ones on
Battle of the Blue and Grays on there.
so some of this is from their actual first record.
Yeah.
How about that? On
It's
Pickwick.
called Turn Around, Look at Me.
Original recordings, Australian sessions, $7.
So
Cheap
that's
one.
pretty cool. Yeah, and I didn't get really. And this one, I don't know anything about Bee Gees Odessa, but really cool.
This still has the
red
original
kind of
felt cover.
Yeah, almost like a velvet type.
Again, pre-disco era, Bee Gees.
1969. It is
It's kind of a hard record to find.
2 albums. We do have this one was marked 35. This we do
25.
have another copy, but the cover is nowhere near as nice as
Yeah.
this one.
Again, the pre-disco Bee Gees stuff is kind of hard to find, and I think it's going to get harder to find, guys, just because if you don't know anything, maybe the California guys know about this more than we do, but there is a movie coming out that they're working on right now about the Bee Gees. So they're doing a biopic of the Bee Gees, and since that's been announced, we're getting a lot of people coming in, kind of picking away at the supply.
Right.
Luckily, we have a lot because we have a lot of just about
do.
everything in this store.
And that was just announced this year. I think January of this year. It's untitled. It's like a biography picture type thing. Barry Gibbs is an executive producer.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Whenever you get the guys involved.
Right. And Paramount will be producing
So-
it. So I'm going to assume it's probably going to be on like Paramount Plus or Paramount.
That
Plus
or
something.
it might have a theatrical release.
It might. This is
More
another-
Australian sessions.
More Australian sessions. It's called Bee Gees Monday Rain.
So they have some more of those
Night-
songs.
Spicks and Specks.
I wonder if they.
Spicks and Specks, which I think was one of their first songs.
I wonder if Pickwick just got the rights to all those songs and then just repopped them. Because this is another Pickwick. See how this one's a Pickwick, and then that one. Back in the day, that was the way to make money, guys. You could go buy a catalog from some other country on a band that, probably in the 70s when they blew up,
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, we can buy these Australian records from back in the day and repop them and make a bunch of money." That's what they did.
Yeah, I saw there was a Bee Gees documentary on HBO, but that's one of the channels I don't get.
That probably explains why we've been selling them
Probably.
for the last couple months.
If I'm not mistaken, for Garrett's Games, I think that came out last year, maybe.
Yeah, I think it came out the end of last year.
Yeah.
It's not been out very long.
And so this one right here is Bee Gees Gold, Volume
Volume
1, which of course has a lot of their How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, which was actually
I started a joke.
their first #1 hit was How Can You Mend a Broken Heart in 1971. It stayed 4 weeks at the top of the chart. And the brothers had been separated at a point and reunited at the end of 1970, and then they had this first #1 hit. when they
That
all
brought
came
them back together.
I think they came back together and then had this
And they
hit.
had the hit.
Yeah. So we've got that.
There's $8 on that.
Best of the Bee Gees Volume 2. They had a lot of best of albums, didn't
Also,
they?
well, they're smart. They knew that that's what sells.
Yeah.
So that's what grabs people, even to this day, guys.
Right. And the best of Bee Gees.
This is a later. This one's on Atco. The other ones were on
Yeah, yeah.
RSO.
And somebody liked Holiday, and I started a joke because I have them check marked on the front here. This one is $9.
Still in shrink.
Yeah, still in shrink.
Here's some more. I like that we got a lot of real early Bee Gees stuff going on.
Yeah,
It's kind of
so-
cool. So does this have the disco stuff on it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So, they sold. I read 2 different stories here, and one I just read this morning. My research said they sold in excess of 220 million records worldwide. One I looked at this morning said it was anywhere between 120 and 220 million. So,
Yeah,
That
that has to
wasn't
go.
in-
That's partially. And you see, that's kind of common, and when they talk about record sales, because a lot of these, well, most of the countries prior to a certain date did not keep very good records, and so the only way they could count it is by records like being made. And then even in America, we didn't really keep track like of vinyl sales. Like SoundScan didn't exist prior to 1990, so yeah, we can kind of say, oh well, we made this many, and then they are all gone. We can kind of guesstimate it. So that's why a lot of times you'll get misinformation or like it's going to be
Yeah.
between this many and this many. Well, we don't really have sales records
Yeah.
from that era as well as we do now.
Well, in the peak of their career, they were responsible for writing and/or performing 9 songs in the Billboard Hot 100 songs. So that was in 1978.
Nice.
And I'm not sure if any.
78. That's probably
Not
that's
sure if any of these albums were.
that's going to be the disco era there. Yeah, this is 72,
76.
73. I can't think of too many bands that took such a drastic U-turn. I mean, that's the one thing I think is really impressive with the Bee Gees is I usually get people who come in, they want like the disco Bee Gees or they want the other Bee Gees and they're appalled by the other half. Like,
And
it's rare that you find a band that like just totally does a U-turn, changes like genres almost.
oh, you know what I didn't pull? What other movie were they in around that time? Sergeant Pepper's
Oh yeah, the Sgt. Pepper's movie,
Lonely
which
Heart
was a
Club Band.
pretty big flop.
It was a flop.
That thing
I
did
tried
not do very
watching
well.
it and made it through about 40 minutes.
It's not good. Luckily, the Saturday Night Fever is like I think the best-selling soundtrack of all time. So,
B.
so one out of four ain't bad.
Yeah.
So,
So when they changed to the disco, so Jive Talking, and a little backstory on that was pretty interesting. That was from 1975. It was originally named Drive Talking. By that time, they had moved to Florida, and they were driving over a bridge to get back, or a bridge or a causeway or something. And they were coming up because it was making all this noise. They came up with these lyrics, and it was called Drive Talking. Well, they did a take on it, and everybody thought he was saying Jive Talking. So they learned that Jive Talking meant lying, and they went back and rewrote the lyrics to match.
what everyone thought
Jive
it was.
Yeah.
That's
So, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was
Thanks
pretty
to
cool.
Florida's Causeway and Bridges, which is half of Florida. So.
Right, so it was making
Good
some
job,
noises
guys.
going on. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Then they, in the same area time, they recorded Fanny Be Tender With My Love, which in the show I watched, which I don't know if I could really put this together. They were saying that that was going toward a realm of R&B. Listening to the song, I guess I would have thought of it more as pop than R&B,
Oh,
but I don't know. Yeah, so getting back to that, then the last we're gonna
Volume 2, Bee Gees, $7.
and then bringing it up to local or current time. This came out this year. It's Greenfields. It's the Gibb Brothers Songbook Volume 1. I didn't really know anything too much about this before I started doing my research. So this is the third solo album by Barry Gibb,
Okay.
and he's classifying as a country album.
Okay.
And what's really cool about it is reimagining of songs written by the Bee Gees with country music singers.
Okay.
So the album's title is taken from a lyric in the song Butterfly. He did collabs with side A, B, C. So he did collabs with all, and some of these songs are really, really good. I listened to quite a few of them yesterday. We've got Keith Urban,
Yep.
Jason Isbell, Brandy Carlisle, Alison Krauss. I mean, you've got some big names on this.
Yeah, Little
with
Big
them.
Town, Dolly Parton.
Right.
Uh,
Miranda Lambert and
Yeah.
Jay Buchanan.
This is Olivia Newton-John's on this thing. I mean, everybody, Sheryl Crow, anybody who's anybody is on this record. This record, we actually didn't order very many of them the first round because we did. I mean, Greenfields were like, what the heck is that?
Right.
Like everybody else. And then as the special order came in and we looked at it and we've been kind of stocking it and moving it ever since. So, and it's cool. The songs, like she said, they're reimagined. Butterflies on it, Jive Talking's on it, Words, Lonely Days, I've Got to Get a Message to You, Words of a Fool, Run to Me, Too Much Heaven.
How Can You Mend a Broken Heart?
So
Yeah.
it's this brought to current day country.
And I'm thinking there's going to be another one because this is titled Volume 1.
We can only hope. If they sell a bunch, is basically what that means.
Yeah, it's
if it
actually-
sells, we're gonna make it fine too.
Go on, media and listen to a couple of the songs. They're just really, I was impressed.
So this is available on our website right now. Gibb Brothers Songbook Volume 1. $27 is what we have on that. Any of these, you can combine this. You can give us a call on any of the used records you see, and the ones I will go over. We can combine that with this or whatever. It's $7 flat rate shipping. If you live in California or if you live in Florida, wherever you live, it's $7. One record or 10 of them, we don't care. It's $7. So.
Mark said, Ricotta.
Oh,
In
Mark.
2010, Saturday Night Fever was deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress and selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. Wow.
I believe it.
That's huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you have, like I said, I think it was the best-selling soundtrack of all time. It's that and like The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. And we could do a whole week on Whitney Houston. But unfortunately, you can't even find Whitney Houston records. So
No, we might have 2 or 3
you
around,
have to
and
wait.
that's about it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for that one. So, kind of branching off of what we just did, we were just talking about the new Barry Gibbs record, right?
Yeah.
So, I
What do
wanted
you
to
have
go over
there?
some newer stuff that came in. So I did the new vinyl roundup, and here's kind of thing about my videos, guys. So we get records from multiple distributors, and I usually do the big one, which is my MoFi dealer. It's my real big one. Well, sometimes like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll get a smaller batch of records in, and by the time I do my video on Saturday, I've already forgotten about the ones that came out on Wednesday. So this is one that didn't get any airplay last week. It's the new Rob Zombie. We didn't even talk about it. We just went right over everybody's head.
No, because it was Friday before we actually did anything with it.
Yeah. 28-page booklet, red and black and white splatter vinyl.
So what's that going to look like going around the turntable there?
It's going to look awesome. Is what it's going to
Yeah.
look like. $29. I do believe, it might be a single LP with a book. Yeah, it's a single LP, but it's got a 28-page book. And it's thick. I mean, it almost looks like a piece of vinyl on there. So that
Yeah,
just
you
came
can
in.
definitely see the book in there.
Yeah,
when
that's
you
going
look
to be
at
pretty
the
cool.
side. Yeah.
He
What's it
does.
called?
He's got the coolest titles too.
The Gunner Injection.
Lunar, I think.
Oh, the Lunar. Cute. Here,
It is hard to read. It is. It's all right.
Usually I have to correct Nick.
The lunar injection. It's okay.
The Lunar Injection.
We all forget. We all have a good laugh on that
Kool-Aid
one.
Eclipse Conspiracy. Oh, I'll say I'll
I mean, his covers and his titles are always out there.
Yeah.
So,
This is a really cool.
which I
cover,
dig.
too. I like this.
All right, here's another one that didn't get any airplay last week. This record sold like hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got my first batch in, and they went right away. So we got restock on the new Weezer OK Human record.
I haven't listened to any of it.
I have. I've listened to it a few times. I think it's one of their better records in the last couple. I didn't care for Weezer Black. Teal was all right, but it was all covers, so it's kind of like you can't really judge it. I like this one. I think they did a good job. And for $21, Weezer, I think it's classic Weezer stuff. They did try to do some new stuff. There is some kind of them branching out. But I'm really excited for the new record, which is coming even faster.
Another new one?
There's another. So Van Weezer is what the new one's called. It's like a Van Halen Weezer record. And that one was supposed to come out before this one, but they flopped them.
And what's it going to be called?
It's called Van Weezer. But that's not this one.
cool.
This one is like a little bit of a branching out of them. It is different. It's $21. It's totally worth it. I got them, and they're really kind of hard to get in right now. And the cover is friggin' awesome. Him and the little alien and the jars and the art.
Hey, I've
It
got a
is
question
so cool.
here. Got a question.
Yeah, I can answer that.
Nickel Creek has some new 45 cut albums coming out. Do you know if we've ordered them or if they're on the order list?
I will look into that. I usually get my orders in on Tuesday, Wednesday after the show, so
Yeah, because it looks like they're going to be through Acoustic Sounds.
they have them.
Or they
So
have them, yeah.
So yeah, I'll do my research. I'll try to get those in. I'll be sure we get them.
Okay.
We'll get them in the show. Here's another record that sold out like hotcakes when it came out.
It did.
So
And it
McCartney
created
3
confusion as well.
created all sorts of craziness in our store because there was a white vinyl and a black vinyl, and boom, they went, and I sold out of 30 of them like overnight. And then I couldn't get any in December and January and February and most of March. We finally got them back in. So if you're looking for McCartney 3, we do have them in stock, $31. You got them right over on the website.
Black vinyl? I
Black
believe.
vinyl.
Yeah.
They are doing a McCartney Reimagined, which comes out next month, I believe. 2 LP gold vinyl for indie record stores. I do have those on order. And it's other artists doing these songs. They're reimagining this album already. So watch for that. That's coming shortly. But finally, you can get this without paying an absorbent amount of money. For any Lana Del Rey fans out there, she had a new one out.
Yeah, I haven't listened to any of this, but it's been selling. I mean, her stuff usually sells like hotcakes when we first get it in anyways.
Yeah. Kitten Chills of the Country Club. I got the indie exclusive yellow vinyl version. You know what's funny is I have a friend who is like good friends with her. So I should say like a business partner, sort of. She's like has her cell phone and they talk every so often with Lana Del Rey, and so I've gotten to know of her through her, and
That's pretty cool.
and I have to say that I'm impressed with how. I mean, it takes a lot for a rock star to just have friends across the country they just talk to,
Right.
And you know she has pictures of them together and hanging out, and it's really cool to see someone so down to earth. So. Always support Lana Del Rey. The more you find out about person, you don't always like what you find out about him as you find out about him. But I think the opposite's true for Lana. The more I find out about her, the more I like her. So yeah, her new record out.
So you've got some respect for her.
I have more respect for her just because it paints more of a picture.
It does.
You know, it's like I didn't know her before. It's not that I had anything against her before, but now it's like, oh, I know more of her, and you respect her more. So. They also have her poetry album in stock on our website as well, which came out about 6 months ago.
Oh, it's been that long. Wow.
Time flies.
It does.
The Foo Fighters, I still have the indie exclusive. This is the blue, exclusive blue variant. I believe it's sold out everywhere. We still got them in the store. I also have them in black available as well. There's another record that we sold out of and didn't have for December, January, and part of February. It's Fleetwood Mac Rumors. We didn't have any. There was no used ones. There was no new ones. Couldn't find them in the store. They were all gone.
Do you think this is probably the best-selling new vinyl in the store? Because I see a lot of them go out of here.
Not only is it the best-selling new vinyl in our store, it is, according to Billboard charts, the #1 selling new vinyl record in the country.
We didn't
Fleetwood
even
Mac
plan
Rumors.
that.
No, we didn't. We didn't even plan that. You just brought that right up.
Yeah.
So yes, this was the #1 best-selling new vinyl record in 2020 in the whole United States. Thanks in part to the Cranberry Juice guy. Obviously, he gave that some new life. But, I mean, it's not like it's been a bad seller before that happened. I mean, we sold them like hotcakes before, and it just caught it on fire. And then, of course, you get a shortage in the market, and that creates even more chaos.
Who you have there?
Green Day Insomniac 20th anniversary.
Oh, I don't remember seeing this one.
25th anniversary. $31. It's got a little holographic cover going on. 2 LP. Bonus LP with 8 live tracks recorded in Prague live in '96. This one, it's got Geek Stink Breath. It's got 86. Brain Stew is a big hit. And it's got all the live stuff, which is pretty cool too. So obviously, Green Day, they like to cycle through their stuff. It goes out of print and they re-bring it back up.
Does this have maybe an edge side or something? 2 LPs, because it's only showing 3 sides with
Oh yeah, it might have a 4th edge
Yeah.
side. The live stuff's on side 3. Doesn't say what's on side 4.
No,
Probably an
it doesn't.
etching, I would assume.
Could be. You never know. Pretty cool cover.
Here's another one that I totally missed. Fleet Foxes box. The first collection, 06 to 09. Limited edition box set commemorating the 10th anniversary of Fleet Foxes' debut, self-titled. Along with 3 10-inch vinyl records of the first EP, Sun Giant, B-sides, and rarities. So, it's like everything leading up and through their first album. And it's on Sub Pop, so that means it's not going to be expensive. 32-page booklet featuring show flyers, lyrics, artwork from the band's early history. $71 for a box set.
So you get 3 full-size LPs?
No, you
or
get one full LP
One full.
and 3 10-inch.
Oh, 3 10-inch. Okay.
And a 32-page book.
Hey, remember the Fleetwood Mac retake or outtakes? Do we still have any? Mark was
No,
asking about
Mark's
that.
been
Yeah, that's
asking about
fine.
that for. It was a record store day only release, and I haven't seen one back since.
Sean said he thinks that etching on the Green Day matches the cover. That would be pretty cool.
That would be
That would
cool.
be
It
awesome.
doesn't say, but it might. I believe you. I'll buy it.
That would be be
All
really
right.
cool.
What else we got? So we redid our back wall here in the store, which I need
Which
to
is
do
the
more often.
special wall.
Which is our special wall, kind of all of our kind of cool different things we got going
Yeah,
on.
kind of. Some of them are just off the wall. Some of them are boots. Some of them are just collectibles that you don't see come in here hardly.
So here's like Nico records. Obviously, Velvet Underground and Nico. How often do you see Nico records? Almost never. Nico live in Tokyo, $20 on this, and it single LP. It's got, I don't know. It's definitely like, I mean, look at that label.
Uh-oh.
That's why you've never seen it, because it's like, I don't know if it's like a really high-end bootleg. It's on 180 gram vinyl. I mean, it's on heavyweight vinyl, so it's not like really old.
And they've got all the information on it. These are recorded in Tokyo, 1986.
03. So it's a 2003 record. So, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's not, I don't think it's an official, I don't know. It could be an official release. It's in 03. Everything was kind of up in the air, guys. So, I mean, wasn't like record companies were tracking down for rights. It's got a barcode. It's on Cherry. What's the label there?
This is Cherry Red Vinyl. That must be the
Cherry Red Vinyl must be the name of the label.
Because that isn't Cherry Red Vinyl.
No. So that was an interesting piece that came in. Oh, it's got a website. It says it was 86. New trade records in 03. Aberexis Records. .it, which would be foreign. So, kind of an interesting Nico boot, not a boot, but an interesting Nico import that you never see.
Right.
I'll let you repackage that up.
Sean, we did have Drake in. I'll have to check.
No, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it in a little bit, but we can see what we can find.
Check into that.
All right, James Brown. I've got you. This is an original James Brown, not a reprint. It's on King. So $40. On the original King label, it says vinyl's VG Plus, and I would agree with it. It's not perfect, but it's nothing, no major scratches or anything. But yeah, there it is. There's that original King label that is so hard to find. You see him reissue, and look at the back. Just look at the art on the back with all the different the covers and stuff. James Brown records, usually when we get them in use, are just destroyed from this era.
Right.
And then the ones that you can get now are new and reissued, and that's great, but they just don't have that. They don't have that cool label. They don't have the cool, like, glued on tip-on jacket. Glued on, not even tip-on, but so that was kind of cool. I mean, this is probably the only original James Brown, or I should say old original James Brown we have in the whole store.
Really in great shape.
Yeah, it's in pretty nice shape.
What year was that released?
Oh, it's got to be. Doesn't say on it. I would have to look it up. But yeah, King number 946, under 1,000. And then I found this was sitting right next to it. James Brown, Living in America. Totally different end of the spectrum.
Oh, we got a single.
A single. It's $6. I just thought that was cool. It's in shrink. Some late James Brown stuff. I'm sure this thing looks like brand new. Yeah, it does. So, I don't know. We've been selling a lot of 12-inch singles lately, too.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a hot thing. A lot of my audiophiles are starting to buy them because they know that a lot of 12-inch singles are recorded at 45 RPM. So, and then a lot of times the 12-inch singles will have the extended cut.
Right.
Or the album will have the radio cut. Or so if it's a band they really like or a genre they really like, they'll come in and they'll scoop those up. And they're cheap. Like most of my 12-inch singles, like I said, this one's $6.
Well, and like another version, this has an instrumental version.
Yeah.
So you've got the extended dance version and the instrumental, which sometimes, instrumentals can be really cool.
And you're not going to find that on Spotify. You're not going to find it on the CD. You're not going to find it anywhere. The only way you're going to find it is on the 12-inch, which is why I think 12 inches have been kind of creeping up in interest lately. Test pressing.
I see that.
See, these test pressings sometimes don't sell super well in my store because look at the cover. It's just a darn white jacket.
Oh. Socks. Yeah, okay, so here's my issue this morning. You know how you usually don't know where your glasses are and they're on top of your head? Well, I looked for 5 minutes for my socks this morning. They were in the pocket of my hoodie.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyways, this one's called Jazz Crusaders, Old Socks, New Socks, Test Press.
So this is a regular album. I mean, you can go out and find just a regular copy of this album, the Jazz Crusaders Old Socks New Shot.
Is that
Old
handwritten
Socks
on the
New
label?
Socks. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's handwritten on the label, December 2nd, 1972. Record looks like, I mean, it's a little dirty, but I think it would come out at a mint minus. I don't think there's anything
No,
on
they've
it.
got it the
Oh, maybe VG Plus.
S Crusader.
It's got one little scuff on the one side. So I'll make it VG Plus just because it's not perfect. But yeah, Jazz Crusaders, Old Socks, New Socks, test pressing. We don't get a lot of test pressings in, and a lot of people collect them. So
It's interesting that they have spelled JASS on there,
I just,
but the band is actually JAZZ.
well, I think the guy who wrote on the label didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Obviously.
Or here's what could have happened. It could have came in as a test pressing, and 20 years ago, someone said, "Oh, it's Jazz Crusaders," and they just wrote Jazz, JASSI. You know, it doesn't mean that the guy who pressed the record
Right.
wrote it on the label. It could have been someone between now and then. $25 gets you the test pressing, guys. All right, this is cool. This is a radio promo show, 2LP, $20. Look at that. It's even got all the stuff. So if you're a big Kansas fan, this is a Kansas radio promo show. It's got all the segments listed inside. Even got some notes from probably a radio station. These obviously aren't widely available. Typically, they're just given to radio stations and then sent back, or when the radio station goes out of business, then they sell them and they end up in stores like mine. And luckily, we've been here long enough, we get some of this stuff. 2LP. You want to open up and read off some of the stuff on the inside?
Yeah,
there?
let's see what I've got in here. So side A, I don't even know. It's got an out cue. Then segment 2 is Kansas, the way Kansas always wanted to play it. And they start with the song for America after this. 2 for the show is on here. So this is all giving you an idea of what's on each side.
Yeah, which is nice because usually radio shows don't have this. They'll come with, a lot of times they'll come with like a stapled piece of paper, like printer paper, like 6 pages. Like, here you go.
Right.
They'll just throw it in a generic jacket. But this is a nice package for $20. If you're a Kansas fan and you want something unique, it doesn't get more unique than this.
No, it doesn't.
2 for the show is the title.
Yeah,
So
2 for the show. And
throw
there's
that
2
in there.
LPs.
And then I came in this morning and this was behind the counter, so I was excited about this. Garcia record. It's just a solo Garcia, Jerry Garcia, which they've reissued a few times. This is an original, which we got $35 on. You can tell, look, it's got the original green label there. Record looks like easily VG plus. It's not. Oh man, it's got a few like very light scuffs to keep it from mint minus, but it's very clean. Cover is meh. Cover is average, I would say. It's got some ring wear. VG cover. Got your ring wear there.
Luke doesn't like the way you're touching the album, so he's out of the program this morning.
So I do touch the records with my bare hands, but I do hold the edges, and then my pinky I touch the inner label. So if anybody's wondering, I've handled my fair share of records in 15 years. So, and we do clean our records. We do have cleaning solutions. So there is Jerry Garcia. What else we got? Okay, so Audiophile. I'm getting down here, guys. Oh, wait. I got a few more used pieces. Numero Group. Good God. So, are you familiar with Numero Group stuff at all?
Yes, we had a couple different titles in.
So, people who know of Numero Group kind of know what it's about, but a lot of people don't. So, Numero Group is a group of people who go around and they grab kind of like lost stuff, like tapes that are going to be lost to time, no one knew about them. So, this one's called Good God Gospel Funk Hymnal. It's Chicago funk gospel that they collected, and it's Numero Group number 10. We got for $35.
And I think we do have a couple of the other ones in,
yeah, I think we have
still
buttons.
left
It's a
as
2LP set. I would say VG Plus record. I believe it's in pretty good shape there. see what the other record looks like. Oh, this sleeve is torn. It's driving me nuts.
Oh.
There we go. I got it.
Okay. Here's the next one.
Let's see if someone replace the sleeve. Again, this one looks like brand new. I'd say this one's probably mint mice. Have any other good inserts? Let's gotta
no, there's
open
not.
up
It felt like there was, but there aren't.
Check that out. It's got all the information on it.
Oh my goodness, it's small print too. I'm not even going to try to.
I'm gonna try to read it. In the beginning, long before there was anything the world would come to know as gospel music, there existed a primal urge to roll with the instruments of God. Its new ones. Old news, sure, we all know it by heart. The story of its genesis, the plantations, storefront congregations, sparked sacred rhythm, lit a fire in the belly of the blues, set the body rocking. And then it goes on to talk about the Gemini twins of R&B and soul. And it's got pictures of the old 45s.
Yeah, it's got
and
some really cool information.
It's got all like the original, because these were obviously private press records.
Mm-hmm.
These weren't like, you wouldn't find these in every record store. It was probably only the local stores that would carry those.
Yeah, that's true. You just put something in your...
Yeah, I know. I hit a button. There we go. I got it back up. All right, so what else we got next? We got... I'm getting down there. We're getting down there.
Because we're running.
Jack Johnson. I found this in the used bin. Jack Johnson records go out of print, and then they're like crazy hard to find. Yeah. This is From Here to Now to You. $28. It is a single LP. Single LP with book. We got $28 on it. It must be out of print. I know I said someone looking for Sleep for the Static was willing to pay $250. I saw it the other day. It's like, holy cow. $28. Look at this booklet we got. Wow. This is really cool. It's got, move that down. Obviously, he lives most of the year in Hawaii. He still surfs. But Jack Johnson hasn't been putting out a lot of music because you know what he's been doing lately?
Surfing?
Saving the planet. Oh. He's committed most of his time and energy to his fund, 1% for the planet. He spends most of his time doing that. So my hat's off to Jack. He also tours in America in the summers typically because the good surf on the Big Island is in the winter.
Yes, it is.
So that's a little bit about Jack Johnson. I have a lot of respect for the guy. Record looks like pretty much like brand new. It's got one little scuff on there. Easily VG plus. You know what? I'm gonna go mint minus on this thing. It's basically perfect. Put it in the sleeve here. There you go. All right, and then we got. Now we're jumping into kind of the audiophile stuff. So I just have a few this week. John Clemmer Super Disc. I have $18 on that. It is opened. Let's see what we got in here. Gatefold. It's got someone's old name up in the upper corner. That's how you know it's quality used record. It'd be 25, so it'd be like 17. Oh yeah, I already said price, didn't I? $18. Let's see what the record looks like. John Clemmer. We sold out of all our other John Clemmer records, by the way. This thing, mint minus, easy. Nautilus. Half Speed Super Disc John Clemmer Finesse can be yours for $18. This I know this one's gonna fight me because it's got a plastic sleeve. Those are never fun.
No, they're not.
There we go. That works. I'll put that away. And then I got Jeff Lorber Fusion Water Sign sealed.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Sealed direct to disc lab. Never been opened. $40. I love it because it's got. Look at the titles on the back here. So it's got like a little promo sheet on the inside. And it has some of these we've had. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Van Morrison Moondance. It's got we had this is that Carly Simon. We've had that. And it has Coming Soon. Ooh. It gets you pumped. I think this is from like 79 or 80.
Looks like it would be about that era.
Yeah, 1979. So yeah, fall of 80. It's a fall of 80 calendar on the back of that.
Look at the first song on side A.
Toad's Place. That's us. There you go. All right, I told you we were gonna get into some cool stuff. Signed Nick Jonas CDs. We got a handful
Oh,
of
yeah.
these. I saw a few of them have sold. We do have these up. Call the store, or I think they're on the website.
They're on the website,
Um, but yeah, these were he promoted these for his new album. Obviously, they're sold out everywhere. They only went to indie record stores. So if you know someone who would love those, or you yourself would like one, we do have those available. I still have a few Chris Cornell, the covers album with the poster. Now, unfortunately, this will not fit in the record mailer without folding it. So if you want one, and you have to ship it, you are gonna get it folded, which is a bummer, but at least, I mean, it's free. So the album is $31. It's while supplies last on the poster. I think I have just about enough to cover what I have, so that should be good there. We talked about the MoFi craziness this weekend. The spinners, I still have the spinners at $36. Single LP.
Is that the only title you have left of
I
it?
think it's the only title I have left from this batch.
Right.
I still have some other titles from previous. I still have B-52s. And so there's still a selection over there. But just of the 10 titles I got restocked last week, this is the new one. So I got that over the site. And then, all right, guys, an exclusive only to you guys from the vault. The last ones. One Steps. We've got Monk's Dream, Monk's Quartet, new sealed, and Charles Mingus. One Step Ultra Discs. I found a couple in the back room. They're $200 each. Shipping will be $15 on these because they have to go in a box set mailer and they will go priority. So if you want one, I have one or two of each of them. I do. If I put these on my MoFi minute, we'd be gone in 30 seconds. But you guys for watching the morning show, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. I'm debuting these here. I doubt they'll make it till Friday. Be sure to call. Give us a call. $200 each on these. If you want them, grab them. I do not. Before you ask, I do not have any of the other ones. I do not have any Stevies or Bob Dylan's or anything else. These are the only two I have left.
Hopefully there will be a new one coming out pretty soon.
Oh, I expect Blood, Sweat, and Tears One Step to show up. I mean, pretty quick.
Yeah.
I know they were pressing them 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, we could see that here in the next couple of weeks.
That'd be cool.
So, anytime we get a new One Step, I get a bunch of people who are like, "Oh, One Steps! I need to go get them all," and then it just is another group of people trying to collect them.
Right.
So, whew, that does it for our morning show. That was That was a good show.
That was a long show.
That was a long show. I love it. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. We do appreciate it. MoFi Minute will be on Friday. New vinyl lineup on Saturday. As always, pending I get records.
Right, yeah.
As long as I get records, I'll do a show. I can't do them if I don't get records. But thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
Phone number 815.
Oh, yeah. 815-226-1259. The website is toadhallonline.com. We'll be here all day till 6 p.m. Central if you saw